Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. My beloved brothers and sisters, today I want to speak directly to your heart. If you've ever felt alone, misunderstood, or abandoned, even in a room full of people, this message is for you. Because sometimes the loneliest roads are the ones that lead us closest to Allah.
Have you ever wondered why, even when you're surrounded by friends or family, you still feel empty inside? Or why, when people you trusted walk away, it hurts so deeply? Today I want to remind you, when the world walks away, that's when Allah walks in. And sometimes the pain of loneliness is actually the beginning of your greatest spiritual journey.
You are never truly alone. Sometimes in life, the people you thought would stay forever leave. Friends drift away without a word. Family members may fail to understand the depth of your struggle. You find yourself lying awake at night, feeling like no one sees the silent tears you cry into your pillow. It can feel like the world is moving on without you, and you're left standing still, isolated in your own storm of emotions. But I want you to remember something powerful. Your loneliness does not mean abandonment. Your pain does not mean you are forgotten. Allah sees every tear that falls, even the ones you wipe away before anyone else notices. Your sleepless nights, your silent prayers, your whispered fears, none of it is hidden from Him. Allah says in the Quran, "Indeed, Allah is with those who fear Him, and those who do good." When the world turns its back on you, when friends stop checking in, when loved ones misunderstand you, know that Allah is closer to you than your jugular vein. He knows you better than you know yourself. He understands the thoughts you cannot put into words. His company is the only company that truly fills the emptiness inside you. So even if you walk alone through the darkest valleys of your life, you are never truly alone if you walk with Allah. Solitude spent in remembrance of Him is more comforting than the presence of 1,000 people who don't see your heart. Let your loneliness become your secret place with Allah, because when you lean on Him, your isolation transforms into an intimate connection with the one who will never leave you. The illusion of company. We often convince ourselves that being surrounded by people will cure our loneliness. We seek out gatherings, chase after friendships, crave likes and comments on social media, hoping that the noise of company will drown out the emptiness inside. We tell ourselves that if we just have more friends, more attention, or more recognition, we will finally feel complete. But have you ever sat in a crowded room surrounded by laughter and conversation and still felt utterly alone? Have you ever felt like your soul was isolated even when your body was standing among others? That's because physical presence doesn't guarantee emotional connection. You can have hundreds of contacts in your phone, countless followers online, and still feel like no one truly knows you. You can be invited everywhere, but if your heart isn't connected to something deeper, all the company in the world will feel hollow. But when your heart is connected to Allah, solitude no longer feels like loneliness. Even in an empty room, your soul feels nourished. You find peace in the quiet, comfort in whispered prayers during sleepless nights, and strength knowing the one who understands you better than you understand yourself is always near. Remember the example of the Prophet Muhammad. He would retreat to the cave of Hira, high in the mountains, away from the noise and distraction of society. In that silence, he found connection with Allah. In that isolation, he found the clarity and strength that would change the world. Sometimes, the quietest moments you spend alone with Allah are the most powerful moments of your life, because in those moments you realize the difference between being surrounded and truly being fulfilled. 3. Rejection is redirection. Rejection hurts. When friends leave, when people talk behind your back, it breaks something inside. But sometimes, rejection is not a punishment, it's a redirection. Allah removes certain people from your life to protect your soul and guide you to something better. Allah says, perhaps you hate a thing and it is good for you, and perhaps you love a thing and it is bad for you. Allah knows while you know not. Surah Al-Baqarah 2:21-16. Think about the story of Prophet Yusuf a.s. He was betrayed by his own brothers, thrown into a well and left alone. But that loneliness was the beginning of his journey to greatness. So when someone walks out of your life, don't beg them to stay. Instead, raise your hands and say, Ya Allah, if this is your plan, I accept it. Redirect me to what brings me closer to you. 4. Walk toward Allah, even if alone. Choosing to obey Allah sometimes means standing alone. It takes courage to leave behind what's popular for what's pure. You might lose friends, opportunities, or even family support. But remember, every step you take toward Allah is a step toward greatness. The Prophet Muhammad said, "Whoever comes to me walking, I will come to him running." Even if the world doesn't understand your choices, if Allah understands, that's enough. Think of Prophet Ibrahim a.s., who stood alone against his entire community for the sake of Allah. He was thrown into the fire, but Allah made it cool and safe for him. When you walk with Allah, He protects you in ways no one else can. 5. Your strength is in sabra. Many of us delay our growth, our healing, even our worship because we're waiting for someone to support us. But Islam teaches us you don't need a crowd to obey Allah. You need sabra, patience and trust. Allah says, "O you who have believed, seek help through patience and prayer. Indeed, Allah is with the patient." Surah Al-Baqarah 253. Your test is to rise without waiting for support. Every silent effort, every tear in prayer, every time you wanted to give up but kept going, Allah sees it all. The Prophet started his mission alone, faced years of mockery and isolation, but his patience changed the world. Every lonely road for Allah is rewarded. There will be moments when you have to make heartbreaking decisions for the sake of Allah. You might walk away from relationships, jobs or habits that pull you away from Him. These choices are not easy, but every sacrifice for Allah is seen by Him. Allah promises, whoever fears Allah, He will make for him a way out and provide for him from where he does not expect. Surah At-Talaq 65:2-3. He will give you something better. Think of Musa a.s., who fled Egypt alone with nothing but his faith. Allah provided for him, gave him a home, a family, and prophethood. Your sacrifices are seeds of reward that will bloom in this life or the next. Before Allah connects you to the right people, He disconnects you from the wrong ones. Allah says, "O you who believe, fear Allah and be with those who are truthful." Surah At-Tawbah 9:1-19. Whom He befriends. If you have Allah, you have everything. The world will try to convince you that your worth depends on the opinions and approval of others. It will tell you that you are only valuable if people like you, praise you, or choose you. You may find yourself chasing after relationships, validation, and temporary comforts, hoping these things will fill the emptiness inside. But the truth is simple and eternal. If you have Allah, you already have everything you need. People are fragile. They forget the good you've done. They change with the winds of their own desires. They disappoint you, sometimes without even realizing the weight of their words or actions. But Allah never forgets. He never changes. His love and mercy remain constant, regardless of who stays or leaves your life. Allah says in the Quran, "And we are closer to Him than His jugular vein." This means that Allah is nearer to you than your own heartbeat, closer to Him than His jugular vein. This means that Allah is nearer to you than your own heartbeat, closer to you than your deepest fears or unspoken dreams. He knows your struggles, your intentions, and the pain you hide behind your smile. When your heart is attached to Allah, your sense of peace is no longer dependent on how others treat you. Even if the world turns upside down, your heart remains steady. You stop chasing people to prove your worth or begging for love to feel complete, because you know you are deeply loved by your Creator. His love doesn't fade, doesn't disappoint, and doesn't demand you to change who you are. If you have Allah in your heart, you have everything you need to stand firm in the storms of life, because He alone is enough to fill the spaces that no one else can. 9. Loneliness is preparation, not punishment. Many people think loneliness is a punishment, but often it's Allah's way of preparing you for something greater. Every prophet experienced moments of deep loneliness before their elevation. Allah says, "And your Lord has not forsaken you, nor has He displeased." Surah Ad-Duha 93:30. Your loneliness is building something sacred inside you. Use it to strengthen your bond with Allah. In your isolation, you learn to pray sincerely, to cry without needing an audience, to heal without distraction. 10. The one who walks with Allah is never defeated. True strength is not in numbers, but in who you walk toward. If Allah is with you, even if the whole world stands against you, you are never defeated. Allah says, "If Allah helps you, none can overcome you." Surah Al-Imran 3:160. So walk with dignity, walk with faith, and know that every step you take toward Allah is a step toward light, mercy, and eternal success. The world may not see your effort, but Allah sees it all. My beloved brothers and sisters, don't be afraid of lonely roads. Don't fear being misunderstood. Every step you take toward Allah, no matter how quiet or painful, is a step toward something beautiful. The world may not see your effort, but Allah sees it all. So keep walking, even if your heart is tired, even if your feet are slow, because the one who walks with Allah never walks alone. Jazakum Allahu khairin for listening. If this message touched your heart, share it with someone who needs it. May Allah keep us all steadfast and grant us companionship with Him in this life and the next. Ameen. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.